Today on the channel from X-Ray Studios, we got a Minotaur, and we all know you don't fight a Minotaur, but we got a Minotaur, Thales the Shredder.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another unboxing and review. And today we got something different. We got something special. We got a Minotaur from X-Ray Toys with Thales the Shredder. And if you're looking for Thales Brown or Black Edition, make sure you're headed over to Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below to support this very YouTube channel. And we all know about Big Bad Toy Store by now. Not sure if it's exclusive to them, but that's the only place I do see this being sold currently. Check it out. Link in the description, like I did say. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And there is a brown version of this. I went with the black version because like a young AC/DC and Angus Young, I'm truly back in black. So I got the black version here, but if you want a brown Minotaur, you can get that as well. And if I really love this one, I might have to get both of them and pair them up, have them as a brutal tag team in my Fig Fed. Who knows what happens there? But let's take a look at the packaging and see what's going on. Fairly heavy, fairly small packaging here. A lot of these import figures, and I guess I'm lumping this in as an import figure, which I assume it is. Maybe we'll find out in the readings here. A very nice packaging design, but they never display very well in the bubble. I don't know if you could look at this and know exactly what is in here. That is always one of the things that is a detriment to some of these import figures, at least in my instance, especially if you're a Min card collector. But luckily for you guys and luckily for me, I will be taking them out of the package here. But interesting packaging design. Anything fun here? 15 and up on this one. Mark Summers on the couch. Yes, that Mark Summers from Double Dare, from the one-man show currently on Broadway, and of course the Food Network series Unwrapped. Mark Summers holding the fort down. 15 and up on this one, Mark Summers, so make sure you know what to do. Perfect. Shout out to Mark Summers, taking that physical challenge every day over on the couch. On the side, there he is. Look at that Minotaur. Oh my gosh, you don't fight one of these things. I keep telling you guys, you don't listen. Centaurs, you don't ride them either. We know that. We do got War and Peace on the side. Do I dare read this? Do I dare read all this? Oh my gosh. Sit down, kids. I'm going to tell you a story. When cheers sounded in the air, coins fell like rain, and blood splashed on the ground, mankind's cruel nature was exposed in the arena. Enter the arena like a young Michael Schenker group back in the day. Shout out to Michael Schenker. It was an age of craze and legends. Someone rose and someone fell like a young Optimus Prime and, of course, Megatron. Which led to the endless loop. Oh, it's never ending. Then an unprecedented game was held, funded by the Senate, provided security by the Praetorian Guards. It was supported by the Lanstas in the cities. They brought the beast gladiators, it was separated here, gladiators into this carnival in order to gain gold and glory. However, something was out of the ordinary. No one ever noticed that the cursed beasts and monsters had been placed in the dungeon of the Colosseum. When those dangerous things were released, a grand game would inevitably result in a series of bloody killings, which once again reinforces the fact you do not fight a Minotaur, folks. You just don't do it. And oh my gosh, we got War and Peace on the back as well. Got a lot of reading here. Luckily, I learned to read in like first grade, so luckily I'm a pro at this. It does say, he's got a little tail of the tape here, Thales the Shredder. Ethnicity, Greek. Oh, Greek. How about that? City, Rome. Group, none. Cassos, and Thales were the sons of the slaughterhouse owner Marinos. Those two boys grew up very quickly and very strong for unknown reasons. Gradually, their faces became less and less human and even grew horns. Locals threatened them as cursed monsters, while Marinos insisted they just ate too much unclean beef. Makes sense. Makes sense. They spent their childhood peacefully under the protection of their families until one day their father disappeared. Now, I can relate with that because you guys know, longtime viewers of the channel know, I had a father one time. He used to come on the channel and do reviews with me, and then one day he up and disappeared. It was a sad time. Still not quite over it. You guys know how that goes. People began to abuse and humiliate the two brothers, and even threw stones at them, not the stones. Finally, the tragedy happened. Quesos threw 2 men and Thales tore 5. Then the Romans took them away. They were not punished or executed for killing people. Stolo left them to perform for the arena. The Ludus introduced them as Minotaurs from Crete. Oh, Crete, beautiful this time of year. Thales was very irritable, especially when provoked by the opponents, along with their yelling, Minotaur, from the audience. Oh, you never call a Minotaur. They get really angry at that. People often use this to provoke him in games, then enjoy the bloody slaughter show. Man, oh man. I just feel like I just read a whole War and Peace novel, because I kind of did, but a very interesting story. I guess these guys were humans and they just slowly turned into a Minotaur. And you kind of wonder, it reminds me of a friend of mine one time that was kind of concerned he was turning into a gargoyle. He'd been living that gargoyle life, see you later off to the side, and he was slowly thought he was possibly turning into a gargoyle, which possibly could happen. You never know. Do get a baggie of some stuff here. It'd be interesting to dive into that. Then we do get the big old plastic prison here. Look at that big old bruiser right here. Very, very heavy. I'm going to take this out of the package, get this all squared up, and we're going to be back talking all things that Minotaur life. All right, let's get down to business. We got Thales. You know what I mean, the Minotaur out of the package. But deep inside the figure's accessories was a little note, and I'm going to read this note. Dear sir or madam, please help me. I am trapped in a Chinese factory and you're my only hope. Please call this number to help me escape my cruel benefactors. Oh my gosh, this is a wild story in this little note. Somebody be going crazy there. And oh, there is a note on the other side as well. It does say, please do soft the parts with hot water before assembly or disassembly to avoid being damaged. Notice. Okay, we're on notice. Somebody save that person from that factory, but we'll move on. We got more important things to do with these action figures here. But let's dive into the accessories first. How about we got 2 gripping hands out of the package. We get 2 big old black splayed out hands here. And we got 2 Minotaur fists of fury. I know you don't like to be called a Minotaur, but if the shoe fits, you wear it. That's what you do. But we get extra hands with this one here. You got to have those all day long. So we do got the extra hands, but that's not it. There's more. We got extra feet. So we got more humanoid feet down here, but we got some big old hooves. When you finally take that step and you go full on Minotaur, this is what you get. You get these hooves down here, so you can choose your own adventure. Hooves or feet. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. And then you do get his weapon, this big old axe, an axe that's seen a thing or two. Dings, dents, scratches, light on this side, a little darker back here. A big old pickaxe on the back. Oh my gosh, so sharp. You can put this in somebody's head just like that and it would kill him. Kill him instantly. That's how sharp this thing is. You do get a nice wood kind of handle there. Very rudimentary, of course, with the wrappings throughout. Very medieval. You're not going to see this guy with a bazooka or a machine gun. He's going straight for something like that, and that's on brand for a Minotaur as far as I know, of course. But now we get him out of the package here. And very, very cool. Now, this is a cool figure. There's no doubt about it. I see coolness right off the bat. We're going to run it through its paces here. But this is one of those figures that you could buy to put with your Marvel Legends. You could put this with your Mythic Legions. You could put it with your Savage Crucible figures. Heck, put it with your wrestling figures. Do whatever you want to do. Choose your own adventure. But this is one of those figures you're going to be able to mix into some different stuff. You want to put him in Eternia, have him part of the Masters of the Universe? Go for it. You get to choose your own adventure with things like this, and that is pretty fun, which really makes me want the second one to have the yin and yang, the black and the brown, just ready to take on all comers. We'll see what happens there. But man, this guy does look very, very cool. Starting with the head, he's got those big horns out of the top of his head. Almost devil-like horns is what this is. This isn't like any Minotaur I've ever seen. This is straight up Satan. Satan is what this guy looks like here to me. Got those bright red eyes there, just really putting the narrative right together with Satan once again. He's got those ears going on. You got the long hair kind of mane on the shoulders back in there. You got some hair around the face, and then he does have a movable jaw, which adds so much personality to these kind of figures. Looking very good with the big old teeth going on the tongue. Just an absolute all-timer in the face department. Definitely a Minotaur, though. A Minotaur with a mixture of Satan. That's what it is right here. Black skin throughout, black fur throughout, looking very muscular throughout. Got the veins going on all over the place. You got a bicep wrap here with a nice steel chain with some spikes on it. Forearm guard, some spikes on it as well. Very sharp. They're not messing around in these import figures. These aren't rubbery like you get from Hasbro or Mattel, who are worried about lawsuits, where overseas they said lawsuits, who needs them? Who needs them, of course. Looking good there. Gripping hands, we did talk about that. Now, it did say heat this body up, which is probably a good good idea usually, but man, these joints are smooth as butter. Feel very, very nice just moving this guy around. Very smooth, the head and everything else there. He does got a big old Greek world title belt. I think this is straight from Greece, I believe. It's the Euro Championship, possibly here, but he got a big skull on the front, looking very cool. Got a little yellow against it, some silver, looking very, very nice. You do got a little gladiatorial kind of skirt going on as well, and even a little bit of real fur over here on the side. Man, I'm here for some real fur, looking very nice. Got some spikes around the side as well, looking very good. Got the wrappings around the calves there, wrappings around the feet, and he's got those big old human-like feet on him as well. Of course, arms, let's see what we can do with them. Can they go all the way around? Not quite. We're a little bit limited there. Can't really get those arms all the way around, I will say. So you can move it kind of back and forth, but you do get held up there. So you got to be a little careful there with the plastic. Pretty tight in there in the arms. The arm does go up enough, though, enough that I would need. You do get side-to-side single-jointed elbows. Of course, hands back and forth, side-to-side. Hands removable, of course. Head up and down, side-to-side. Not tons of movement there, but there is some. Jaw movement, as we did talk about as well. Got that hula hoop up top, plus traditional waist articulation, so you got pretty good movement there. And then those big old Minotaur splits. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen a Minotaur ride a centaur? That's an all-timer. One day we'll do that on the channel, of course. Leg goes up, looking good there. Double jointed, smooth as butter knees. Man, I'm here for that as well. Side to side at the legs, side to side at the feet, up and down, back and forth. No toe articulation for Todd McFarlane here, unfortunately. And Todd, what do you think of these toes? Looking pretty good? Oh yeah, he said thumbs up, but he thumbs up, of course, with his big toe, as Todd is prone to do. Does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. What do you know? Fits on a stand right there. Fits perfectly. A big bruiser of a figure. And I forgot to mention this ball over here. So he's got the chain connected to his forearm all wrapped up. He just swings this thing around, but bam, right across somebody's face. Whatever it takes to win, of course. Looking very mean, looking very cool. I do wish this was removable, though. This is not removable. It's just kind of stuck to him there. So your mileage may vary if you like that or not. But man, Thales, very, very cool. Actually beat my expectations here. Every once in a while in Big Bad Toy Store, I find something like this, and I say, ooh, do I need this? And then I pull the trigger, and very happy I did with this one right here. Very, very cool. But let's do some quick comparisons with some other toy lines. Let's see how they scale, because most people are going to merge this with other toy lines, as we do know. We do got a little Mythic Legion. I guess I'd say this is like a standard Mythic Legion kind of knight type character. You can see that height difference between these two right off the bat there. How about the Ogre scale? And that's kind of where he comes in at, is a little bit of Mythic Legion's Ogre scale kind of size. A little bit bigger here, but he could square off with one of these giant ogres if that is the thing you would want to do. So we can see that. How about Marvel Legends Wolverine? You can see that size difference right there. Wolverine, a little guy, though. We got to say that. He is a little guy. But you can kind of see how that squares off a little bit there. I mentioned Savage Crucible a little bit earlier. You got one of these Lemurian guards right here. You can see that height different there. Looking pretty good, all things considered. How about old He-Man? Oh, yeah, old He-Man. We're ready to go. He's ready to fight his way into Eternia. You can see that kind of difference. This is the Masterverse scale, of course. Then we got those AXY Toys dinosaurs. And we got one of the big ones, one of the big monstrous dinosaurs. A very cool figure, of course, as well. You can see that size difference. That is quite the difference, of course, if there ever was one. So all kinds of comparisons size-wise, and I guess why not? We'll bring out Greatest Hits Hulk Hogan. Why not? Hulkster's never been one to turn down a fight with a Minotaur, as we do know. So you can kind of see a little bit of everybody right here against Thales, whatever his name is, the Minotaur. Man, oh man, a fun one. Definitely worth the pickup for me. So much so, I might pick up the brown one. I just might do that. Be kind of cool to have the yin and yang, the two brute brothers side by side. Would be pretty cool, and I think I might end up pulling the trigger. We'll see what happens right there. So there it is, a little Minotaur action. Be interested to hear your thoughts on this one. You ever fought a Minotaur? You ever rode a centaur? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on this one. Once again, in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. Appreciate all the support over there. You do get early access to both YouTube channel videos, plus tons of other bonus stuff, so check it out if that does interest you. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for a little Minotaur action, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.